What's going on, everyone? Moose Airguns of Michigan, and tonight we're going to do what we do. We're going to talk air guns, pellets, slugs, scopes, bipods. We're going to talk about whatever. Going to be drinking out of my Airguns Michigan cup. Don't forget, if you're new here, to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you know when we're going live. Got somebody joining us. What's going on? Like white on rice, he says. What's up, Lou? Hopefully everything's going good for you tonight. Air guns, what's up? I'm still kind of playing around with all this stuff. Oh, isn't that nifty? Huh. That's pretty cool. Didn't realize I could change all those. Like I said, still playing around with all these new features in this thing. Seeing what's going on. So what's up, guys? What's going on? What's everybody up to? It's Thursday. It's garbage night, at least for me, and it's almost the beginning of a weekend. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Sudden thunderstorms over at Joe's place. Dude, to be honest with you, man, I love thunderstorms. I really, truly do. I love thunderstorms. The more violent they are, the more I like them. I know that sounds really weird, but it's true. I mean, sub hurricane and tornado, but I love the storms. It was picked up on Tuesday. Airguns and Air Power says he's just hanging stuff on the walls at the new place. Man, I'm glad that thing's coming along well for you. Hopefully you're almost done. So I'm still in this bad pickle of trying to figure out what air gun I want to buy next. Now, I've talked to you guys. You guys know I got some brake barrels on their way, but I feel like I need a new PCP. I just haven't decided which PCP. I've looked at the LCS. I've looked at the Evil. I'm still looking at Day States. I'm still, I'm looking at all these different guns, and I just am having like this terrible time deciding on what air gun to purchase next. The LCS is the SK19 is super cool. Buy another MK3, so I have two. Yeah. Still some odds and ends get done. No, the LCS not that great. I know. And here's the issue that I have with the LCS. There's no removable magazine, and anything that I get that's full auto just means that it's going to cost me a shit ton of money in the long run. Is there really any practicality to having a full auto gun? I don't think so. Because what are you going to do with it? I mean, are you seriously going to go out and unleash a full auto on a squirrel? I mean, it just doesn't seem like it's logical. I mean, yes, I agree that it's fun, and it just, yeah, exactly. And the mag takes forever. I mean, I thought about picking up a Hudson Blitz, and but yeah, exactly. I mean, they're great for home defense. Don't get me wrong. I would not want to be unloaded on by a 25 or a 30 cal full auto gun. There's no doubt. that would be a very bad day for anybody. But right, Joe says, yes, get it. Then I can shoot it. Oh, you mean the MK3? And that's kind of where and here's the funny thing. So I'm going back to my roots again, and I'm thinking of like maybe another impact, or because they're practical. To me, they're practical. And I'll tell you what I mean by practical. What I mean by practical is that I can swap barrels. I can change the calibers on them. So I can shoot 177 through 30 cal or 35 cal with one gun, and the same with the crown and everything else. So I actually thought about another crown. I thought about like a GRS stocked crown. I've only held the GRS one time. And to be honest, I don't know if I loved it as much as I think I did. Does that make sense? I think the grip is big. I don't know. But then I thought about a Crown Continuum. I thought a Continuum would be cool because then I get like a compact gun and a bigger shooter. No, I'm not buying a Zeus. No, I've got AEAs and I've had AEAs and they're all right. Ben Stewart, what's up, man? Yeah, I agree. Semi-auto would be cool, but full auto, I mean, like I said, the Blitz would be cool because I can still semi-auto that and then on occasion have fun with it. But it's more reasonably priced as well. But honestly, I'm like leaning towards a Crown or another Impact. I just don't know, man. It's driving me nuts. It really, truly is. It's driving me nuts. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do, but I need to do something. I thought about like an Airgun Lashy. I still keep circling back to the day state. The only issue that I have with the day state is that once you pick a caliber, you're done. That's it. There's no more going back on it. And then I have to ask myself, how practical is it to own a day state? If I go buy a day state, let's say I buy, a Red Wolf, even if I got it in the midnight, outside of target practice, what am I going to use it for? It's a beautiful gun. I'm not going to take it out in the woods. It's too long, and it's just, it's just not, there's no practicality to it. And I don't want to buy one in a 30 cal and then only use it to shoot bench when I have impacts for shooting bench, so it's almost crazy. No, Phil, but it's a Jaime Garcia. Phil Sullivan's in the house. Good of you to join us. We're talking Airguns. Yeah, and and I do. I put my finger on the Blitz and I go, oh, I want to buy it, and I know where I can get one, and it's all good and groovy, and man, it's easy to pick one up, but I don't know. Then I look at like the Day State Huntsman Revere, and I say, I could get a Day State and get a Huntsman. You still have no scope for the Blitz. And that's my other concern too, is with that magazine placement on the Blitz is, you got to have really tall scope rings. And I kind of was hoping to be able to put one of those prism scopes on it like I did on my Hudson Invader, but it's just not working out the way that I was hoping that it would with the Blitz. So once again, I'm back to, I just don't know. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, like I said, I could always go with I mean, I guess technically you can mount an optic on top of its sight, but I don't know, man. I'm just in this I just don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, and like I said, I thought about, let me go grab it. thought about going with the Monstrum Prism Scope because I enjoyed it so much on my Invader. But the problem is the way that this is mounted and how big it is. It wouldn't fit in front of the magazine if I took the rail off. I mean, I guess technically I could set it on top of the rail and mount it to the rail, but this Prism Scope is awesome, man. I mean, seriously, this is probably one of my favorite optics for, just going out and, messing around and plinking. It's awesome for plinking. And I love it on my Invader. It's an awesome scope for the Invader. But I don't know. I have a feeling it's going to be another FX, and I have a feeling it's probably going to be a Crown or maybe another Impact. I don't know what to tell you guys. I thought about a Brocock too. I thought about the Brocock, made by Daystate, or at least partially made by Daystate, and I thought that might be a cool gun to get. I thought about like an Air Arms or not an Air Arms, but a Viroc, PCP, but I don't know. They just don't strike me as fancy. I did look at some of the really short, compact BSAs. The cool thing about those is they're 12 foot-pound guns, so you get like a ton of shots out of like a 22 cal. Yeah, Joe, I agree. But honestly, man, that's what my Invader's set up for. It's like home defense, and I got the H&N Hornets in there in 25 cal, and I mean, dude, at the end of the day, whether I unload a mag or, in like, a couple of seconds, or I unload a mag in a couple of seconds, it's the same, if you ask me. No, I agree, Mike. The Crown is way underrated. And let me tell you, they are incredibly accurate guns. Incredibly accurate guns. I mean, I sold my last Crown to Rob. It was just the MK1. And I thought about getting an MK2 or a Continuum or like I said, maybe a GRS. Who knows? But either way, we're going to get something new. I just don't know what yet. Who knows? So here's a Roebuck 20 gauge pump. I mean, at the end of the day, there's other home defense things. But who knows? Man, I just don't know. What are you guys looking at? Anybody got any cool guns they're looking at, thinking about picking up? Anybody else getting a new brake barrel, underlever? Joe says, my wife says a sublimation printer. My wife can buy a sublimation printer anytime that she wants. All she has to do is ask. Well, not even ask. All she has to do is do it. The Bulldog. I thought about a Bulldog. The only problem is that I've got a 35 cal Impact. So what do I need a Bulldog for? It's the same gun. Well, I mean, it's the same caliber. JT says the M3 is his next get in trouble with the wife gun. I understand. Jeff says he got his Marauder today. It was late, but he got it. Now, Jeff, did you get the regulated version? Because the regulated one's the one that comes with the Lothar Walther barrel. Did you pay like $700 for it? I hope you're not live, and I hope I didn't just get you into trouble. Ben, if I might, you might want to look at the 457 Texan LSS. It's the one that I have. And it took a lot of research before I decided to go with the 457 instead of a 50 cal. Yeah, Jeff, you might have a regulated gun, man. I don't know. That sounds regulated. Phil says he's looked into the new Marauder. It looks fun to shoot. You're talking about the semi-automatic one? If you are, I would highly steer you away from that. There's a lot of issues with those feeding properly. Phil, you know where I live. You want to check out any gun, dude? I've got just about anything you could ever want to shoot, including a membership at the Sportsman's Club so we can go up and shoot 100 yards. Reach out to me, text me, call me, whatever. Anything you want to come look at, man. I've got just about everything. Like I said, I'm running out of ideas for new guns. Mark says, don't tell the wife. Yeah, Jeff, if you got the what is it called? The field and target version of that, then that's regulated. Slide into your DMs. Why, have you been messaging me, Phil? If you've been messaging me, brother, I haven't gotten anything from you. But yeah, Mark, number one rule, if you notice, my wife is Brandy. That's my wife. I don't hide anything from my wife. If anything, I hide little things from my wife. Like if I want like a $20 something, that would be something I would just like not say a word about. But my wife is very aware of my my addiction to air guns. Actually, it's that's what the kids say. Oh, that's what the kids say. Slide into your DMs. Ah, that's funny, Phil. But no, for me, it's easier to ask permission than it is forgiveness. I don't. It makes for a better marriage to not have to lie to my wife. As a matter of fact, I mean, like every time I need new cigars, I just ask my wife, "Do you care if I buy more cigars?" She doesn't care. Jeff said he did not get it. Oh, it might not be regulated then. Either way, man, we'll take a look and we'll figure it out. And it is beautiful, man. Dude, I love the Marauder. It's by far my favorite gun, like sub $500 or roughly $500 gun. It's amazing. There you go, precision air rifles. That's usually how it works with me. Is my wife's like, yeah, I don't care. Just know that that's Father's Day. And I'm like, okay. All right. It all works out in the end. But no, I just, I don't know. Like I said, I don't keep anything back. Man, I'm so excited. I wish today was Friday. I'm so excited to get up to high pressure pneumatics and get my Hawk picked up, get that scope mounted on my BSA. And then it looks like Sunday we're going to get rain. And that kind of sucks big ones. So Yeah, Ken over at Airguns and Pesting has just about every gun known to man. And I'm not sure that I don't know. I mean, I guess after a while of buying expensive guns, sometimes it's nice to slow your roll and, start picking up less expensive guns. But yeah, Ben, dude, this is going to be the first Hawk that I've ever owned. I've looked at them in the past, and I kept putting them off. I have a lot of pretty high-end scopes. I started out with low-end stuff, and then just made the jump to like super high-end stuff, or not super high, but I guess middle of the road, you know. And so I have Athlons and Aztecs and Optizons and a couple of Elements, and that's right. It's Mother's Day on Sunday. Don't forget your old ladies. I'm buying my wife an air gun for Mother's Day. I have two Elements. I have a Helix first focal plane and a Titan. And I'll tell you what, I love my Titan. I love my Helix first focal plane. It's just not my Titan. The bearded air gunner, what's going on? What's going on? Man, hey, dude, it's all good. Just jonesing for Saturday to arrive so I can get up to high pressure pneumatics and pick up my new scope. Yeah, I am not a fan of the Black Hound scopes. I don't like the reticles on them. They're too thick for me. They're nice scopes. They look nice, but they're just a little too thick of the reticle. I prefer a more thin reticle. Yeah, Arkin scopes are amazing, and I'm hoping that for Father's Day or my birthday, my wife picks me up an Arkin. I've let Andrew know, Moist One, what to tell my wife on what one to order, as my wife did inquire about the Arkin scopes and mentioned my birthday. So I've given all the information to Andrew to give to my wife so that she can place an order, and I'm looking forward to it. 6 to 24 mil radian. You bought a Black Hound for your FX Maverick. Is that right, Mark? And don't forget, if you guys are interested in the Airguns of Michigan cups, my wife makes these cups, including these cool straw toppers. This one happens to be the skulls. If you look, they change colors. And she makes those as well, and they go with it. But you can get your Airguns of Michigan cups by messaging my wife on Instagram, or, well, Instagram is probably the best place. Or say something in here and she can get your information. Yeah, I can't wait for my Sidewinder, man. I'm so excited. And I did think about a Wood or Avenger too. I really did. What's the price for the Airguns of Michigan cups? Honey, somebody's asking, what's the price of these? Mark says he's still waiting on his Maverick. Airguns and Air Power. Yep, Roy, I know. My wife, she's got them all made upstairs, or she's working on them anyway. Yeah, so the straw toppers I think are like $6 or $7. But there you go. Cups start at $35, and they go up just depending upon what you want to do. But these are fully insulated to keep my beer nice and cold, and drinking a beer out of a straw is really helping me out. JT says Midway USA sales on scopes. Yeah, I buy all of my stuff from High Pressure Pneumatics. That's just the way it is. Even if somebody's got a sale or something like that, I generally still buy from High Pressure Pneumatics. Tom's a great guy, and he can get you just about anything you want. I mean, it's very. As a matter of fact, I have asked him, and he's gotten me everything I've ever asked for. So. Mark says, I heard they're having problems with them. Are you talking about the wooden Avengers? I mean, honestly, an Avenger is an incredibly good gun to buy, especially if you're just getting into PCPs. It's freaking sick. Mike says that his Hawk scope 4 to 16 by 50, the lens caps are crap, but the scope is awesome. Going to make a video about it. Yeah, that's what I ordered. I ordered the Hawk Sidewinder 4 to 16 by 50 with, I think it's, what do they call it, the SR2 reticle. And it didn't come with the metal lens caps. Like the Air Max comes with the metal lens caps, and I have no idea why there's like it's just junk. It's garbage. I don't understand, but whatever. It is what it is. Take care, Jeff. Hopefully hey, Jeff, if you're not busy on Saturday and you want to go up to High Pressure Pneumatics, let me know, man. We can meet up. We can fly up there together. I got to be sighting in my BSA when we go up there. And I cannot wait, man. I should have picked up that friggin' inline regulator when I had the opportunity, because now I'm waiting on one. I really want to shoot my Texan again, and I gotta wait. But so they're having problems with the Mavericks. Huh. I was not aware. What issues are they having, Mark? God, I'm gonna need another beer. Matter of fact, while I'm waiting on Mark's reply, I'm gonna grab another beer. I'm gonna wipe out and kill myself, fall down, break my neck over here, trying to reach around my gun to get to the fridge. Whoa. All right, Jeff, let me know. We could always pick up your regulator while we're up there. Come on. Mike says his are metal. Do you have the Sidewinder? Is that what came with your Sidewinder? Because my Sidewinder says it basically comes with a bikini. But I know like the Air Max comes with the metal caps. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the only problem with the Maverick is supply. Just like everything else. Be nice if I could get a damn Crown. At least they're shipping. So Ben, great question. BC and the cost of ammo, and the fact that going from the foot-pounds of energy in 457 to 50 cal just wasn't enough for me to care that much. But ballistic coefficiency was the biggest thing. And there's a lot more ammo made for the 457, in my opinion, that I would want to use than is made for the 50 cal. So those were a few of the reasons. And then the other reasons were based upon other people's suggestions as well. And that's what helped me to draw my conclusion. And I absolutely 100% love my 457 LSS. That gun is wicked. Yep, you're welcome, Ben. Anytime that I can be of help, man, that's what I'm here for. It is definitely, I mean, either one, to be honest with you. I mean, you're not going to go wrong. I mean, especially if you're using it for deer, like, you know, I am. You know, they're just obnoxiously wicked guns. They're just awesome all the way around. And you'll love the LSS. No, they're not actually having a problem with the 20 or the 20 MOA rails. They just made some mistakes and forgot to include them. So actually, anybody that has one that doesn't have 20 MOA built into it, my understanding is you can reach out to FX Airguns and they will remedy that situation. You will end up getting a new 20 MOA rail for it. At least that's what I heard. I don't know for a fact because mine had 20 MOA built into it. My Impact has 20 MOA built into it. So will my M3. Phil Sullivan, are you still in here? If not, no big deal. I'll text you anyway. But anybody else into big bores? Anybody else shoot anything big bore? I mean, honestly, I did still think about the Umarex hammer, just because who doesn't want a gun called a hammer? to me, that's just yo big. All right, cool, Phil. I was just checking to see if you're still in here because I had no clue that you've been following along and that you were actually looking into air guns. But I'm actually a member at the Sportsman's Club that's about 5 minutes from my house, 10 minutes from my house. And, dude, we can go up there and shoot 25, 50, 100 yards. And they actually even have an indoor range. So if you're into, like, the replica handguns and things like that, we can actually go up and shoot, like, well, I have a range here at the house, too. But, dude, I've got an absolute fudge load of guns. So just wanted to extend that back out to you. So the Bearded Air Gunner says 35 is his largest caliber, 303 in a British Enfield. Bubble One says a 300 Win Mag. All right, let me rephrase that. Anybody else into big bore air guns? I'll tell you what, it blows my mind when I show people a 457, 350 grain slug, and they go, what? You shoot that out of an air gun? And I say, yeah, and accurately at 100 yards. And people are just like, what the frick? And then I let them know that there are guys out there that shoot those at 1,000 yards. And it's crazy. Phil says, I just bought my first legal EDC a couple of weeks ago by your house, actually. Got to start stocking up while I can. Yes, you do. Yeah, the Umarex hammer does look badass, but they do have issues. You know, there's there's definitely, I mean, honestly, Phil, if you're looking for getting into a PCP gun, um, I mean, honestly, you can't go wrong with a Marauder. Um, you really can't. I would steer clear of the semi-automatic version, but that's only because I know a couple of people that have had them, and three people have had issues with the magazines feeding properly, and they're kind of finicky. So it's not to say you can't fix it. It's just, you know, but Mark says I'm still waiting on a Maverick, dude. God, man, I wish we would have been in more contact, Mark. You know, over the last month and a half, because I've seen a lot of Mavericks come up, including mine for sale, and you could have you could have gotten one. And a 45 Seneca, Badger and 40 cal. I don't think I've ever heard of a Badger. That's interesting. But I did look at the Senecas, man. I did. I really did. Speaking of cool things, I did get the lens for my GoPro. So I took the factory lens out and got the Eagle Vision 1.8 off Hashimoto. And that's now on my GoPro Hero 7, one of my GoPro Hero 7s. And the GoPro side shot is going to be here Monday. So say hello to my new videos. So I love my side shot. I've got one that I use with my iPhone. I've got an old iPhone that I use for the phone version of the side shot. But I think I told you guys before, I was having issues just transferring the video off of the iPhone. And it's so much nicer just to be able to hit the top button and record, stop record, record, stop record. And so there's going to be a lot more shooting videos where you guys are going to be able to see, and it's kind of exciting. The Air Force in 308 is big. It is. And it's kind of funny that you say that, because I was looking at the Air Force and in the 303. I think it's called 303. I could be wrong. You might be right. But I did think about that and shooting slugs out of that. But the only issue that I have with that is shot count. So if you're going to shoot it a lot, it's nice to have it tethered. And, you know, oh, Jeff just answered or texted me and said his gun is not regulated. And, yeah, the Marauder was awesome. It was my first PCP gun. No, yeah, no, nope. The Umarex Gauntlet was my first PCP, and then I bought a Marauder after that. Yeah, man. So I've looked at the Condors as well. I thought it'd be kind of cool to have like a Condor or something like that. Lucky 7 Air Ammo's in the house. What's going on, my brother? Tim says the Beeman QB Chief in 22 was his first PCP. Seems to be a very popular gun. Definitely seems to be a very popular gun. You know, I should have never sold my Marauder. I had a Marauder in 22 cal, but I actually had a viewer of YouTube reach out to me and was really trying hard to get into air guns, and just kind of, I don't know, tugged at my heartstrings, kind of said something one night in a conversation and said something along the lines of, you know, man, I wish I could just hold one and shoot one. And I was like, all right, let's go. And yeah, the rest is history. He ended up buying it. Yeah, the side shot should work well with the new scope, which is cool because I'm going to be shooting some video with the BSA. But I've also got extra mounts on a lot of my other scopes. So, like my Titan has a scope mount on it. My Helix has a scope, side shot mount on it. My Athlon has one on it. And I think my Optizon has one on it. And then I'll have one because it's coming with the new scope or the side shot on the BSA. So I should be able to get a lot of good footage. It's just a matter of adjusting the focus by turning it out or turning it in. It takes a little bit of time to get it perfectly set up, but it'll be easy once it gets going. The QB78 really got me into air guns. Right on, Mike. Yep. Yeah, FX USA did just have a training course. Very cool, though, Mark. I'm definitely looking forward to doing some shooting. It's been raining like mad. I actually shot my impact a couple of times earlier today. Um, I shot about 10 rounds through it, but I don't know. I'm jonesing to get back out to the range, and shooting it 25 yards in my backyard just isn't the same as 100. So I figure I'd conserve ammo since I'm at 30 tins of 30 cal. Yep, yep. Yeah, I definitely I do love my Air Force air guns. I'm actually contemplating, like, and we were talking about this last night, taking the bull boss out and doing my work to it, and just I don't know. And then 7 guns later, I feel like I'm just getting started. That is a fact, Mike. That is a fact. 7 guns is number one, not enough, and it's just kind of yeah. What is the standard diameter and grain weight? Oh, Ben says I've never shot past 33 yards. The limit in my backyard. I'd love to shoot 100. Weight of the 308. I wish there was some place you could go and learn air gunsmithing. So Tim, that's a great point. And honestly, like me personally, and I work on a lot of people's air guns. I do a lot of work for my local shop, and honestly, a lot of it is wrenching your own stuff first and gaining a good understanding of how the guns themselves work. And just like most PCPs, they all basically work off the same principles. So just taking your time and being safe is the biggest thing. Even with springers, man, you got to be safe taking them things apart. Especially those springers that have a lot of preload on their spring when they're put together. You know, like there's some there's some springers that don't have a lot of preload. As a matter of fact, you can pretty much hand turn everything out and hand turn it right back in, no problem. And then there's other ones, man, you really got to, man, you got to put the screws to that son of a bitch to get it to screw back together. But Mark says he lost count between his brake barrels and PCPs. Oh, I agree, Tim. 100 air guns is not enough. Speaking of, man, dude, tomorrow is going to be a huge day. I've got the giveaway from a Celicon coming tomorrow. I lost track. I've got like 3 or 4 guns coming tomorrow. And I've got my 1968 Sheridan Blue Streak coming tomorrow. And then I know I have at least one other gun coming, and I can't remember which one it is. I've got my Blue Streak scope mount coming tomorrow. Muggy7 says, my old Benjamin Trail Nitro XL was nasty to take apart. Yeah, I bet it was. Yeah, I've told you guys, I have a Benjamin Trail Nitro Piston XL. It's in 177 cal. It's sitting up at high pressure pneumatics. And I actually thought about bringing it home and just, I don't know, tinkering with it some more, but I don't know. I've got another Crosman brake barrel sitting over there that I hardly even shoot. My whole Springer world's about to change, though, with that Viroc. When that Viroc gets here, I just have a feeling that I'm never going to be the same when it comes to Springers. I'm almost positive I'm never going to be the same. I think it's going to ruin me personally. Mark says 200 grains out of that 308. Golly, that's a big old freaking slug out of a 308. That is humongous. I mean, I shoot some 200 grains out of my 457, and they are big. Lucky 7 says that thing's trashed more scopes than the price of it. Honestly, I think the scope that I have on my Nitro piston is the one that came with it. And I actually thought about getting a UTG for it, or even a Hawk. Hawks are Springer rated. But I don't know. We'll see. Joe Nolan says, next week I've got pellets coming. Prizes from April's balloon shoot and items from Hajimoto. Dude, I love getting stuff from Hajimoto. It's one of the things I just got. That little lens. Dude, that little lens was $100. Damn, $100, guys. Think about that. A lens for a GoPro, $100. I don't know what to tell you. And part of me wanted to try it without even replacing the lens, but it is, Tim. It does get bad. It gets bad because they just keep coming. They just keep coming. People send me stuff to review, and I buy stuff, and I forget that I bought it, and then things show up, and I'm like, oh, I forgot I bought that. Most of them are vintage guns, though. I definitely enjoy the vintage stuff. Watched a video where a guy didn't release his PCP air tank, and he thought he was taking it apart. The regulator blew into his leg. That would suck. That would suck. Yeah, we just talked on Tuesday about the dangers of PCPs. I mean, they're not dangerous guns per se, but man, and look at, I told you guys that story about working on that Falcon, and here I am. I didn't even think to check to see if it was loaded. It had a leak. It wouldn't hold air. I mean, it was just bad. Um, and and basically, once I took it all apart and resealed it and got it to hold air, I went to shoot a. I went to just shoot it just because I wanted to make sure it functioned, and there was a freaking pellet in it, and it blew a hole right through a gun case in my basement, through my gun case, in and out, then hit the concrete floor. It just missed the gun that was in the case by like yay. I mean, I was like, what the frick? Springers are fun, I agree. And Air Force guns can take some big ass slugs. Big ass slugs. Speaking of big ass slugs, where's my Lucky 7 slugs at? You guys got to see these things. I know I showed them before, but I'll show them again. I can't wait to shoot these things. Hopefully my buddy Phil's still in here. Oh, Phil is there. Hold on, Phil. Look at this real quick. Show you one of these slugs that comes out of my... There's a 418 grain flat nose, and that shoots out of my 457 Texan. 418 grains, yos. Whoa. Can't wait to get out and blow these things out of that gun. Yeah, I wish I was rich too. There's some 202 grains. Some nice little slugs. Can't wait to see how fast I can get those little puppies cooking. Oh, by far. I mean, and the worst thing is that I own a boat and a Harley too. So it's just, holy shit. $510 at 500 grains. Are these 418s, Lucky 7? Are these 418s the biggest you make in 457? So can being married. Joe picked up a Tonto from Hajimoto. At the moment, 419 or 418. Dude, that's a beast of a freaking round. I can't wait to throw those things downrange. I've only got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of them. But, dude, haha. How do you determine if you can safely shoot slugs through your gun? Well, that's a great question. Any of the big bore guns are pretty capable of shoving out the power that's needed to put just about anything you could imagine into it. But always keep in mind that choked barrels can sometimes, listen, with a PCP, you're pretty safe. Most of the time, a PCP is going to throw a slug out the end of its barrel, irregardless of whether or not it's accurate. Brake barrels and, pumpers, that's a different story. So definitely a different story. But you should be pretty safe throwing, most mediocre size slugs out of most guns. And what I usually tell people is, like, if you're looking at slugging, let's say, 177, 22, 25, and 30, or at least 177, 22, and 25, buy yourself a sampler pack of Nielsen, and just try them one at a time. And if it doesn't come out in the end, then make sure that you have a ramrod available. And yeah, even 2 slugs if you double load. Rob said it best. And you can double load, especially FX guns. That's a fact. That is a fact. Yep, there you go, Joe. 17 and a half grain slugs, man. I love those in 22 cal. It's a great slug. Out of most 22 cals, will put that down the barrel, no problem. And keep in mind, slugs can travel at a very quick velocity as compared to a pellet and stay stable. So that's why a lot of people switch over to slugs. Now, the downfall is that like right now in bench rest competition, we can't use slugs. So most of us tune our guns, obviously for pellets. But it is what it is. He says, I was looking at converting my Diana Chaser into a PCP. It has a 19-inch Storm Rider barrel, big JS Outdoors and Air Gunning, has a great channel and video on this. Yes, I saw that. Big J definitely has I'd like that dude. I do. Cyclops says, you tell him, buddy. I'm going to tell him everything I can that's the truth. Definitely appreciate you dropping in, Joe. It's always cool, man. Honestly, I'm glad to call you my friend. Honestly, man, we have some good conversations. That's for sure. Matter of fact, I was just watching a bunch of your videos today on gun bluing and stock refinishing, because I bought that 1968 Sheridan Blue Streak, and it'll be here tomorrow. And I want to put it back to like its former glory. And honestly, I thought about bluing it myself, but I think I'm going to send it out to be done. I think I'm going to disassemble it because it needs to be rebuilt anyway. And while I've got it taken apart, I think I'm gonna send it to a gunsmith and have them blue it for me, just because I want it perfect. I want it air arms perfect. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want the bluing on it to be as deep and luxurious as friggin' air arms. And I figured the stock I can handle. I can work with the Minwax, and I can handle that. But yeah, exactly, man. Hot blue. That's exactly it, man. That gun deserves that. It just deserves it. So I think I'm just gonna send it out to a gunsmith and just be like, I don't even care what it costs, dude. Just make it perfect. So and they will. They will. Those guys know what they're doing. Like I said, the stock, I'll take care of that, but figure I need to get it re-blued before I put it back together. You can get everything for the Sheridans. Everything. Baker Airguns keeps them in stock. That's who I'm going to go through. They sell the tools for the why am I drawing a blank here? Hold on, it's coming to me. The valve. They actually make a special tool to remove the valve and the valve seat. So I'm just gonna order it all through Baker and just have them ship it to me and tear it apart and let somebody re-blue it, and take care of the stock while it's out, and I'm even gonna buy new spring pins for it. Like, I'm not gonna use any of the original spring pins. I just want it to be perfect. I want to be able to hand it to my son when he's 16 and say, "There you go, boy. It's your gun now. Make sure you give it to your son. You know, keep it in the family and just keep going." And I figured for 1968, that's what, 53 years old right now. I mean, dude, it's gonna be a crazy cool gun. Yeah, dude, I order a lot of stuff from Baker. A lot of stuff from Baker. He's a super nice guy. Plus, I love Donnie. And, you know, I'm always calling down there and asking him questions. And Donnie's full of knowledge, too. And let me tell you something. If you don't think you can drink beer through a straw, you're wrong. This beer is tasting mighty fine through this straw. And don't forget, you can get your Airguns of Michigan mugs custom made to order for you guys. Matter of fact, I gotta get Cyclops Joe one of these. Joe, I'm gonna reach out to you and get your address, and we're gonna send you one of these Airguns of Michigan tumblers for your beer. They're awesome. I'm gonna need your t-shirt size too there, big guy. We're gonna send you an Airguns of Michigan shirt, get you wearing that on one of your video reviews. Yeet Reet. That's an interesting name. What's up? So, but anywho, Steady One says very nice. But there we are. We're at an hour, and we're actually at an hour and 2 minutes and 17 seconds. And we're going to go ahead. You need one of those for one of your double PAs. Lucky 7 airgun ammo or air ammo. Reach out to me. Message me through Instagram. And we'll give you a discount on getting yourself one of those cups. And my wife makes them to order. And let me know what shirt size you need too, and we'll throw together a package deal for you. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys sticking around. And I'm Moose. This is Airguns of Michigan, and we'll be back tomorrow night. I think we're going to be joined by Andrew, and I got a little info for you guys. We're going to be getting Keith and Norm on this live coming up in the next couple of weeks. Also, next Wednesday, I'm going to be joined by JC of Airgun Detectives. He's going to be live with us here on Instagram, on YouTube, sorry. I'm used to being on Instagram. He's going to be live with us here on YouTube, and we're going to talk about his story and his collection. That guy's got some amazing guns. And one of these days, we're going to get Cyclops Joe on here, too. I just got to reach out and talk to him, figure out when we can get him involved in getting on this live. But till next time, listen, be good to each other. This world needs a lot of love. It needs a lot of people just being good to each other. Forget about all this garbage that's going on. Just be good to each other, and that's how we're going to change the world. And God bless you all, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night here live, YouTube.